Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'd like to talk about a new budget deck that was revealed from Stellar Miracle. And that sounds like a bit of a weird sentence, like an entire deck has been revealed. Well, yes and no. Like the main cards have been revealed, and essentially this is sort of similar to, I'm trying to think of a good example, kind of like Braixen and Serena, basically. You know how like Serena did more damage, or Braixen rather, did more damage for each Serena in your disco pile. And then also like there's Dondozo Tatsuguri, which I guess is similar. So yeah, I do like these sorts of decks, and basically they all revolve around this supporter card called Kofu, which says put two cards from your hand onto the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw four cards. And if you can't do the minus two cards from your hand, then you can't draw four, but it's fairly straightforward, right? So yeah, Kofu, pretty good supporter. It's not obviously nothing like groundbreaking or anything, but mainly you will try to find this card not only to play it, but get a bit of draw support out of it, I guess, but also to just find it and discard it with either things like Ultra Ball or like well, you could use hand trims if you really wanted to. But things like Curlier, I guess, because this deck will have space for Curlier, I think. So yeah, should be pretty easy to get Kofu discarded. And one of the Pokemon that you want to use is Veluza. Although, to be honest, I don't think Veluza is strictly your best option. It is a wee bit tankier than Cramorant, which makes me go, that's kind of appealing. But it isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, as far as I can tell, is weakness an effect? Because I keep forgetting this. If weakness isn't an effect, then effectively Veluza could be nice as a one-off if, like, I don't know, there's some broken fire-type EX that gets printed in the next few sets. Either way. But yeah, Sonic Edge isn't the worst attack in the world. It just depends on, how realistic are you going to be attacking with Veluza, basically. It is a basic, though, to attack with, so I do like that idea, but at the same time, I almost would rather just play like Colress and Cramorant as a support engine over this Veluza, which is, yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But the main star of the show is Carbumble, or the Crab King, I guess, with this amazing R rare to boot, which is, I think is very cool because I don't think Carbumble's actually had a chase card, like ever, so that's really cool to see. Has the ability Prep Work, which says attacks used by this Pokemon cost one colorless less for each Kofu in your discard pile. And then Haymaker, which is, I'm assuming, a fun reference to base set Haymaker as a deck, although I don't think this is going to be S tier by any means. But Haymaker, fun attack name for a whopping 5 energy, does 250. And during your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Haymaker, which is an interesting wording because it doesn't mean this Pokemon can't attack, it just means you can't use Haymaker. So you can use like TM evolution attacks, or if you really wanted to, you could get a Relincanth and copy something from Crabrawler if you really, really wanted to. You don't have to, but yeah, it is worth mentioning. But yeah, attacks used by this Pokemon cost one colorless less for each Kofu in your discard pile. So effectively, if you get all 4 in the discard pile, you can swing for 250 for a single energy. And to me, that seems pretty good, to be honest. Seems very efficient for a stage 1 single prizer. It's not like amazing damage because you're still not quite, well, why did I think it was doing 160? That's because I was looking at HP, that's why. For some reason, I thought Haymaker only did 160 there for a split second. Of course, no, it does 250. So yeah, 250 with modifiers, I should say, will get you to KOs on things like V-Stars, which are very quickly being power crept out of the meta, I see. But yeah, V-Stars, evolving these EX Pokemon, of course. Any Stage 1 EX Pokemon that's in range of that, realistically. I know there's like not many that see play. Like Spidops might be getting better. Bennett EX sees fringe use here and there. But yeah, Haymaker is still doing very decent damage, I would say. Could KO something like a Regidrago V-Star, which is quite funny. So yeah, Haymaker, pretty decent. And, just getting Kofus in the discard pile is pretty easy, considering we have things like Tatsugiri to find them, and then we can use Curly, as mentioned before. We've also got things like Trekking Shoes, Ultra Ball, Professor's Research, just easy ways of discarding it. But yeah, honestly, just seems like a really fun deck. My only major concern with this, and it is a major concern and it will be a big problem, is Crabrawler is a bit of a beefy boy. He's a champion, he's been pulling his weights, but sadly that also means that he's 90 HP. So you'll have to rely on Nestball to find these guys. Now, I think there is still some supporters like Clavel that will find you a bunch of Crabrawlers, but realistically, turn 1 going second, you don't want to have to use like Luminion for Clavel and then get 3 Crabrawlers on the bench. I don't think the format is quite slow enough for that. So I think this might just be a case of using nest balls, and then, as you get into the game, aka using Tatsuguris, for example, to find all your Kofus and discard them, you can attack with things like Veluza, and then that'll give you enough time to hopefully get nest balls on the go and use them to get Crabrawler and Carbomble. And because you're playing a decent split of basics and stage ones potentially, if you lean into Curlia, then you should be able to use stuff like Capturing Aroma as well in the deck. So hopefully this comes across as me being excited to try this out, because I am. I don't feel like we get enough budget stuff. Like we do get some stuff, but like Conkeldurr, for example, does 250, but Conkeldurr is also a stage 2. So, like stage 2 Pokemon will always have issues, in my opinion, if they're not like stage 2 EXs. So, yeah, excited to try this out. It's a very fun art rare. I do love this art rare. It's very, very cool. But yeah, let me know what you think of this down below. Do you think this will be like better than Dondozo Tatsuguri or Serena Breakson? I personally think this could be better, legit better than both those decks, because not only is your damage relatively higher, it's also just fairly straightforward. Like, yeah, you have to like get water energy attached to this Pokemon, which might be a bit awkward, I guess. Like we got EXP share to help with that, and there's a new supporter actually. What's it called? Crispin, I think it is. Yeah, Crispin. So Crispin will find you an energy to attach, and you could also attach one manually. There's also like Janane's secret technique, I think it's called, yeah, to accelerate a dark energy from the deck to 2 Pokemon. So there is options at least for accelerating energy to use Haymaker. But yeah, probably rambling on a wee bit too much. But yeah, let me know what you think of these down below. Do you think this will be a worthy deck? And think it'll be as good as Haymaker was in base set? And yeah, thank you for watching.